Rise up, Falcons. Hey, thank y'all for stopping in. Hey, welcome to the 404 Blitz Package. I'm your host, Yosarian, along with my co-host. I think that's Mathis over there and got Daryl down there. And we are here today to bring the all-out blitz, not on the Atlanta Falcons, but we got a special guest in the house, and we're gonna let him talk. We're gonna let him have some fun with us. Hey, check this out. For the first time in Make Way Sports history, we have a special guest. That's somebody. A special guest that's somebody. Hey, great round of applause for Coach Aninye. He is the strength and conditioning associate down there with the LA Rams. Hey, Coach, welcome, man. Thank you for joining us.
I appreciate y'all having me. Appreciate Matt hit me up. Y'all giving me the invite. And even though this is a Falcon show, and I'm a Ram, we Matt, my boy, we go back, so we're gonna make it do what it do. So hey, I'm neutral on this podcast for the most part.
We'll make sure you catch it when the season starts, since we play all this year.
Hey,
That's what we'll
hey, it's all good. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But you
do.
know me, I ain't backing down from nothing. You know what I'm saying?
That is what's up. Hey, we're gonna go ahead and jump in right quick. Holler at our folks in the chat. Keith, what's going on? What's
What's
going
happening,
on?
Keith?
What's up, man?
Yeah, King Richie. Hey, what's good, family? Good to see you, brother. And wide body hub. Make way, make it. Hey, what's happening? Hey, we making it happen too. Finally. Got somebody on that can teach us a little something. All right, so now, first of all, Mathis, how did you get to know Coach Aninye?
On the hill, 2004. And when I tell you, this guy was not afraid to approach any woman, and I've known him for 21 years now, and this was before gas got high. But he had
Right.
that Cadillac, and once gas went up to over $2, if you wanted to go up the street to McDonald's, he was asking for gas money. So we've gone back a long way now, seeing how we're in our upper 30s. Like I think about it all the time. It's like, man, it feel like we just started school a couple years ago, and
Yeah,
we both walking around with gray, and it's crazy, man. So
yeah,
it's somebody I got a real relationship with, even though he's been doing great things within his passion. So I don't get to see him as much, but if he was with the guys, I guarantee you it would be like you would never not around him. So
yeah,
it's been a blessing, man. It's been a blessing. One of the brothers,
Yeah, that's
one of the
what's up.
brothers,
That's what's up. Hey, Coach,
AKA
tell us a
now
little
look,
bit about you.
AKA Beast. I couldn't
Beast.
I couldn't go. I
yeah.
couldn't let that slide, man. I'm sorry. This is Christopher Aninye, Coach Aninye, AKA Beast.
Hey,
All right, Beast.
I appreciate that Matt, man. Yeah, like you mentioned, it's 21 years, long time, man. Met on the hill, had some great times, and sure, I think those bonds that we created back then, man, have helped us stand the test of time, just in regards to progressing through life, and everybody's in different spots and different locations, married, kid, family, all over, But like you mentioned, anytime if we get a chance to link up, which is tough for me because like when they get it together for homecoming, I usually have a game. But we in the group chats and all of that stuff. It's just like we were still in the dorm. And we stayed in the dorm, Grayson Hall. I mean, nobody really ever closed their doors. So I could go to Matt them room, Matt them could come to our room. Like we down the hall, folks playing the game, doing whatever. So those great times on the hill, Alabama A&M University that definitely provided us a solid foundation and a solid relationship that we established back then and with our boys back then. So I'm grateful for those times and grateful for those days.
And Daryl, that's the Alabama A&M University.
Oh
Don't ever
yeah, oh
forget
yeah, oh yeah. Darren must have went somewhere else. I noticed
No,
he
it's
just.
that.
I
look,
know.
look. Arizona State, the real
Yeah.
ASU. Forget that ASU y'all played with. That's the real ASU right there. The real ASU.
I, this man said the real ASU. He in Georgia. Talking about the real ASU. I guarantee you, folk probably think you talking about Albany State or something. You know
That's
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying?
saying. The real ASU.
The
It
real.
ain't Alabama State. Ain't no Hornets. It's
I,
the
don't- I
Aztecs, the
I
Devils,
only
the
know
Sun
one
Devils.
other person who went to Arizona State. My boy Joe. He was on staff with us here, and now he's the head strength coach for the Vikings. Now he just left here probably about 2 months ago. But Joe, the only somebody I know that went to Arizona State. I guess you number two. You know,
And
so
Yeah.
I bet Joe is a fine, upstanding
he
citizen,
is,
isn't
he
he?
is great guy,
There you go.
great guy. That's
There
my
you go.
boy. Yeah.
Anyway. Anyway, hey, Coach, tell us a little bit about yourself, your journey. How did you get to where you are now? Where did you stop along the way? And maybe some people that, you know, inspired you to do big, great things.
Sure, man. Once again, I appreciate y'all having me on. So I'm originally from a small town called Hurtsboro, Alabama. It's about from Atlanta, probably about 2 hours from Atlanta, because I actually, if I come home, I'm flying into Atlanta, then I'll drive home. So 2 hours from Atlanta. Um, Grew up, country boy. Only played football. Then went to Alabama A&M where I met Matt. Then we went there in 2004. Originally started out, I wanted to be a sports broadcaster, or at least I thought I did. I was a telecommunications major like that first semester, and then I found out I had to write a bunch of papers and take a foreign language, most and all this other stuff that I did not want to do. I didn't even know A&M had a physical education major. And so my plan B was like, okay, I'm gonna be a high school football coach and all of that stuff. And so coincidentally, our boy Tyson was a PE major. And we were talking one day, Tyson was like, yeah, man, I major in PE. I'm like, all right, bet. So ended up changing my major. And who would have known that that would have helped change the trajectory of my career path. So um, at A&M, I was fortunate enough to, you know, meet this guy named Coach Lee. So going back to my freshman year, thought I wanted to play football and all of that other stuff. And Coach Lee was like, uh, I'm gonna train you, volunteered himself to train me, right? And got me in the weight room and broke me off, man. And I ain't even know anything about working out. I thought I did, but I didn't. But from that point up until man, the time he passed, like Coach Lee pretty much he instilled something in me to where, I didn't know anything about strength and conditioning or, being a strength coach, but I would go to that weight room every day, whether it was a workout with him or to just talk to him. He kind of was like a uncle slash granddad, he had been at A&M, played there in the 60s, 70s, had missing front teeth. Everybody knew Coach Lee. He trained volleyball, he trained other sports, but he was just an old school strength coach. Been at he was an A&M lifer, and so I would go there every day. And it got to the point where a lot of people don't know that he probably would have got fired for doing this now. But I think it was my sophomore year or my junior year, he gave me keys to the weight room.
Mm.
Because I used to go up there sometimes around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night, and he'll be like, just lock it up, lock it up. So he gave me keys to the weight room, but he trusted me to do that, and so I would go up there and train, lift, and pretty much bench press every day, you know. And but that instilled in something in me in regards to enjoying working out, developing a small passion for it. But as I mentioned earlier, I changed my major. I wanted to be a high school football coach. So I graduated with my bachelor's in physical education and was searching for a job, trying to get a teaching position, et cetera. So started substitute teaching and Then I went back to grad school, and during grad school, I finally ended up getting a job teaching. So I started out as a health and PE teacher and high school football coach. And, I thought I made it at that point. And so after coaching, well, while coaching, I always wanted to train the guys. Like I wanted to be the one who was responsible for getting them strong and all that stuff, right? And so, but I wanted to be a big time DBs coach too. And I was like, all right, man, I'm gonna put guys into college, and I'm gonna do this, and eventually become a head coach. So, got to the point I started out at Columbia High School. I was volunteering there for free. This was like maybe '07, '08. All right. Then graduated '09 undergrad. And then 2010, 2011, I got hired at East Lawrence High School in Lawrence County. And so was running the weight room there, doing health and PE, and coaching DBs and wide receivers. And so stayed there. And then I got hired at Grissom High School, bigger high school. It was like a 7A high school in Alabama at the time. A little bit more resources and all this stuff, new coaching staff. Stayed at Grissom for a couple of years, coaching and teaching. And then during that time, I thought I wanted to be a college football coach. So I was reaching out and networking to like people that I knew. I knew some bros that were coaching and things of that nature. And so I thought I wanted to be a college football coach. And the more and more I coached at Grissom, the more and more I didn't want to coach football, because high
Mm.
school football, it was advancing, right? To where, you watching film every day. I mean, I was coaching offense and defense and running the weight room. So high school football had evolved from just running 10 plays. We were running spread offense, and you got to grade film, and you got to do this and do that. You got to scout the other team, come up with the offensive plan, defensive plan. I'm like, man, look, I just want to be in the weight room. And so I ended up, after about 2 years there, I got an offer down in Dothan High from Northview High School. They had created a full-time strength coach position, and that kind of got the ball rolling, right? And so even before then, right, before coaching, I GA'd under Coach Lee at A&M when I first started coaching at East Lawrence. So I'm hustling, like GAing, teaching, just doing all kind of stuff, just trying to get something, right? But anyways, went to Northview High, full-time strength and conditioning coach. I got a chance to put together a weight room, trained all the athletes. I didn't have to coach. I was making some decent money. I was like, bam, this it. But that while I was down there, um, I got the itch. I was like, man, I believe I could do college. This seemed like it'll be a college setup. I think I could do college. So I did a year at Northview and got fired, right? Got fired, got terminated, right? When you think you up,
Oh yeah.
they're gonna bring you back down, right? Gonna bring you back down to reality. And I'm thinking, we doing these great things, and boom, they call me in the office like, Coach, we're not gonna renew your contract. And there was
Mm.
some drama and politics behind that, but
Mm.
that's another story for another day. But at this point, I'm like, man, I was up here doing great things. Boom, bring me back down. But in hindsight, I look at it, I needed that good pressure on me so I wouldn't get comfortable, because I would have gotten comfortable down there. So
Mm.
after that, that's when I went to Hiram, right? Went to Georgia, and I was trying to bring those things that I did at Northview there, right? And it wasn't working. So I did a year at Hiram, came back to Alabama. During this time, I've networked like with college strength coaches. I would always go visit a school, and at the time, I met my guy Ralph Horton. He's a assistant strength coach at University of Kentucky now, but he was the head guy at Troy University. And Ralph knew I wanted to get at college, and so he called me. He was like, "Hey, got a spot coming open. It ain't paying a lot. You can stay with me. Get your food in the cafeteria. It's yours if you want it." And I was like, bet. So I took a big pay cut, went to Troy in 2017. We had great
Mm.
success, won the conference, won a bowl game. And we went 11-2.
Hmm.
Had a really good season. So that kind of got the ball rolling. And then after that, went to Western Kentucky. Then after
Mm.
Western Kentucky, I went back to high school. I was at Warner Robins High School. All right. Warner Robins was another great stop. Got a
Mhm.
chance to build a weight room down there. Went to the state championship. That was
Mhm.
my first time in a high school state championship. Played in the dome. We were actually the first year the dome was open. I think in was that
18.
18, 19?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
18.
played state championship there. Lost against Bainbridge in triple overtime, last play of the game. But great experience. After Warner Robins, I went to Texas. Went to a high school out in Texas, Richardson High School, new facility, $10 million building, right? Weight
Mm.
room, indoor, all this stuff, right? So I'm like, man, I done made it. You know what I'm saying? Big time high school. They got money. They didn't cut the check. Then I get a call from Purdue University. All right.
Mm.
So Purdue in 2020 ties into the LA Rams in 2024. All
Wow.
right. Head strength coach at Purdue. All right. My guy, Justin Levitt, who is currently the head strength coach here with the LA Rams. All right. So and he was also at Western Kentucky before I went there. Right. So everything kind of ties together. Right. And God kind of sets me up for these stepping stones that I had no idea were taking place. So I met Levitt years before, stayed in contact. He called me, hey, got a spot open. I know you're trying to get back to college, et cetera, et cetera. So went to Purdue, took a pay cut, 3, 4 weeks on the job. Love it, like, hey man, the LA Rams gonna interview me for the head strength coach. So he hires me and he leaves like a month later.
Mm.
Boom, do a year at Purdue. After Purdue, I get the head strength position at Bama State. And boom, did that, went through the whole COVID deal, 2 seasons in a year, all of that, great experience. Then I'll go to Ole Miss. All right. And then after Ole Miss, I went to Allen High School in Texas for a short stint, right?
Mm.
And that didn't work out. So I went to Kansas State University, did a year there. After Kansas State, I go to the University of Tennessee. And so I'm at University of Tennessee. I go there last January. All right. We in winter training, 3 weeks on the job. Who gives me a call? Justin Lovett.
Yep.
He's
Mm.
like, hey man. He's like, hey man, you trying to come to the league? And I'm like, man, I was like, man, I just got to Tennessee because it had kind of worked out. I was close to home, all that other stuff. I was back in the SEC, close to my girlfriend, all that stuff. So everything was kind of working out. And then it was like, it's the NFL, And so I was like, all right, talk to it with my girl, talk to it with my family and stuff. So made it shake, right? And so came out here after we finished winter training at Tennessee, and came out here associate strength and conditioning coach. Um, Great year. We started out I think 1-4 and ended up winning the division. Went to the second round of the playoffs. So everything that I couldn't imagine happened, right? And I remember being a kid telling myself, or even telling my mama, man, I'm gonna play in the NFL. Everybody has those aspirations and dreams. And when it didn't finally hit me until I think it was maybe a few days before I was getting ready to leave. So I left Tennessee, I came home, and my mom was like, "Oh, we're gonna throw a get together before you leave," and I'm like, nah, man, I'm look, I got packed. I fly out of Atlanta in 2 days. Like, I'm just trying to chill. She was like, nah, this is big. I'm like, it really ain't that big. Because it in my mind is just another job, right? And at this stage, I've been coaching 17, 18 years now, something like that. California is state number 9, you know, and so I'm like, man, this is just another job, I appreciate it, but don't waste no money. She's like, nah, we doing this, and so she ended up. We got this barn by the house. She didn't cook everything in the stove, everything in the house. Whole bunch of family come in town, and I definitely didn't expect that. I ended up grilling all that stuff. But it didn't hit me until my my mama was like, "Yeah, Chris, come up here and say something to everybody," and I was like, it kind of hit me then. I was like, man, I remember there was this Michael Jordan transition into football. Randy Moss was in this. It was like Randy Moss and Derek Jeter were in this Jordan commercial, right? And I remember telling my mama, I was like, Mom, I'm gonna be in one of those commercials one day. I'm thinking I'm gonna go to the NFL. I think I might have been in the 7th grade, like 98, 99. And I was like, Mom, I'm gonna go to the NFL. She was like, I believe you, you know. And I told that story, and man, I just started bawling, crying,
Mm.
you know, because everything was kind of, it was like, man, I never thought back then I was just talking, you know, I never thought that I would actually make it to the NFL. And here I am, you know, as an NFL strength conditioning coach after starting out as a high school coach and going back and forth between high school and college. So, you know, it worked out the way that it was supposed to. But yeah, I didn't mean to talk y'all head off about that. But
Oh
yeah,
no. Oh no.
16, 17 years later, you know, started out as a high school football coach, went to high school strength and conditioning,
Wow.
went to college, back to high school, back to college, boom, 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 went to different levels of college, and now I'm in the NFL. So, you know, I'm definitely extremely grateful for that.
It's
Hey,
nice.
congratulations, coach.
Yeah.
Straight up,
Appreciate
Most
it.
deaf. Most
congratulations.
deaf.
Hey man, that's a testament to hard work, never giving up, great family, and then those people that God puts in places
Yeah,
to keep
absolutely.
pushing you in. Man, hey,
Yeah,
congratulations, man.
Yeah.
Awesome,
I
awesome.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so let me ask you this, Chris.
Mhm.
I know you said that you don't want to be a head coach, but if it ever would present itself to you in the
Mhm.
NFL, would you ever consider that? I know
Yeah,
most of it.
a
The
head
head coach.
coach.
Yeah. Would you ever
Uh,
leave that the strength and conditioning side to take it to the next level? Would you do that since you made it to the league?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. You know, at this stage in life, if you would ask me that maybe 10, 15 years ago, I would have been like, yeah. But at this stage in life, you know, I'm about balance, peace of mind. Uh, it's a lot of pressure that comes with that head coach, and I don't have a passion to coach football in
Okay.
regards to the X's and O's. I have
Yeah.
more passion for the development, right? So, you know, like prime example, I'm leaving a facility today, and I walk by the defensive coaches they were meeting. You know, they got this projector up and these plays and all of that, and I'm like, I don't miss that at all. You know, like I don't miss it at all. You know, because weight room at this point, I can do it with my eyes closed. You know, and because I have a passion for it. I like to train myself. I like seeing the guys train. You know, I like interacting in those relationships. You know, I like seeing the development piece. You know, I like seeing, especially when I was like a high school strength coach, a kid who could barely walk straight, and then you know, a year later, they know how to squat, they know how to bench. You know, the technique that
Mm,
got better. That
mm,
development over the, you know, just from coaching and being coachable and all that stuff, and then I think, you know, sports tie into life, and that weight room definitely tie into life. You know, you get out
Mm.
what you put in, you know, and so that right there at this stage of my life is my baby. And so, and like I said, just for peace of mind, work life balance and all that stuff, you know, the title is great, but it's a lot of responsibility that comes with that I'm not necessarily interested in.
Gotcha.
got it. That's what's up. Hey, right quick, we're gonna jump into the chat and check on our folks that have joined us. King Rich. Hey, I wonder if you could help Troy Anderson because he stayed hurt.
Hey, we go stop all that Troy Anderson hate right
Hey,
now.
look, I'm
We're
gonna
not
give
getting no
Arthur
Troy
Blank.
Anderson hate.
No, wait, Daryl. I'm gonna give Arthur Blank a call and see if we can't steal him from the Rams. And I guarantee you, Troy Anderson can stay on the field working
All right,
out.
then I'll buy that. I'll buy that. I'll buy that.
Hey, my name Bennett, it ain't in it. You know what
What's up, Georgia, Texas boy? Hey, yo, we got that dog. All right.
I'm saying?
Hey, Miss Pam, what's going on,
Hey, Miss
Auntie?
Pam.
She joined us. She's a part of the Ladybirds of AFN, Atlanta Falcons Network, Atlanta Falcons Nation. I'm sorry, and that's a group of young ladies that have a podcast. If you don't know, Coach, and they are awesome,
Yes, they
very
are.
knowledgeable. They know the game of football, so we
Okay.
Yeah,
love to follow them, and they always come on and encourage us. And everyone in the chat, have a happy Monday. Yeah, happy Monday to y'all. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. And you know she got to
So Chris,
defend Troy.
Yep, she
She'll
got
be all
it
right.
because she's smart. Because that's a Falcons fan right there. That's a Falcons fan. I saw Christy in there too. Christy Lewis in there, ain't she? There she
Yeah,
go.
what's going on, Christy? She's also a part of the AFN, Ladyverse of AFN. And Miss Pam said, "Congratulations, and God is definitely a blessing. Um, everything that you've told us about, Coach, that's an amazing journey, and young men, young women can listen to that, and I'm sure they can really grow, strive, and be better people. Just knowing that, taking advantage of your opportunities, but having that will to work hard, even when you, like you said, you lost the job, you were,
Mm,
were terminated and not retained, but hey, you didn't give up. You didn't.
right.
You thought you were here, then humbled a little bit, but you didn't give up, and that's the man. That's a great thing. I could preach that. Ah,
Yeah, boy, Coach, you got about ready to preach. He about to start preaching
yeah,
now.
I can preach that
I see. Like he got something brewing up over there.
now.
Yeah,
Boy,
man. And see, when you said God did it, oh, you seen his
Yeah,
eyes light up when you
yeah.
hey,
said
boy,
that.
hey.
He was ready.
Was ready to break out his handkerchief and start wiping his
I'm
face.
telling you, I'm telling you.
In town, came
Ah.
back to Alabama. Oh, he in California now.
um,
Coach.
Coach King
The
Richard said, "What does it take to get the players ready for the season to prevent
Mhm.
injuries?" And that's a good question. What? Sorry, what can you do? What do you do?
Um, I think we pretty much, it's like I tell the guys, we prescribe the medicine. It's up to them to take it, right? So we're the doctors, right? We're gonna give you the prescription. It's up to you to take it. At this level, these guys are professionals, and so the rules are a lot different. The layout is a lot different. Our longest training phase is in season. All right. So right now we're in OTAs. Um, and so this is a voluntary state for the guys, but for the most part, all the guys are in. And so we break it down into phases: phase one, phase two, phase three. And that phase one phase is pretty much an acclimation period. And so we run them on the field, we train them, right, in the weight room. We assess them first. We kind of see where they at, right, to make sure, guys aren't coming in injured, because postseason, they can go home, they can stay in the area, they can train with us, or they can, go train with somebody else, or they can not do anything at all. So we assess them first to kind of see where they are. If we get the green light on them, we train them, right? We kind of prep them for about 2 weeks, and then we phase them into the coaches. So right now they phase in with the coaches. They're doing moderate field stuff. Uh, they're in a tissue adaptation phase. We're
Mhm,
gradually still getting them in shape, but we're also still training them in the weight room. And then we'll do that for about 2 or 3 weeks, and then they'll go full blown practice. No pads, but they'll practice and they'll still lift. So it's all together about a 7 to 9 week process in regards to getting them in shape and gradually progressing them to the coaches so they can practice, they get their plays in and all that stuff. Now that getting them in shape process entails a lot. I mean, they're gonna lift, right? We gotta train in the weight room. We gotta run, we gotta sprint, we gotta do variation of squat, push, pull, tendon health, all that good stuff. So when you put together this solid blueprint, I guess to put it all in a nutshell, there are going to be injuries in football. We pretty much just want to build a body to become as resilient as possible. A guy can be in the best shape ever and still get hurt, right? And a
Mhm.
guy could be in the worst shape ever and never get hurt. You just never know in the game of football. But in regards to that blueprint, we want to, make sure they got solid strength, make sure they can move well on the field, make sure they're maintaining, good nutrition. And our performance staff, it's a collaboration of the athletic trainers, nutrition, strength and conditioning, and the head coach. So they put together this plan in regards to when the guys come back during this phase and even during training camp, we don't wear them out before they get to the game. Because ultimately at this level, it's like you got to get the guy to the game, right? It may be a time later in the season to where his body is becoming worn down, so he might not be able to do the same lifts that he was doing week one, and it's about, okay, what can we do to still keep him functional, train him a good bit, but also get him to the game to where he can give us everything he got. So I think ultimately, getting him right physically as well as getting him right mentally. And so I guess I said a lot kind of all over the place, but I'm a firm believer in training the mind. If they get their mind prepped up, everything else will fall in. So I think the guys that train with us, we've got a great culture in regards to the weight room. When they come in, they understand we're gonna get some solid work. We're gonna do what we need to do. We're gonna take care of you, right? We're gonna get you stronger. We're gonna make sure your hamstrings are good. We're gonna make sure your tendons are good and all that stuff. We're gonna work. We ain't gonna baby you. We expect you to be a pro, right? Do what you're supposed to do. If we got 3 sets of 5 on trap bar deadlift, you do them 3 sets of 5. That's your responsibility because we tell them your body, your choice, right? Like
Mhm.
you do that, you're gonna get the positive benefits from it. So um, they've done a great job of developing and creating a culture here, and it kind of just snowballs into OTAs and the off season and then in season. So yeah, tendon health, strength. Uh, I guess it would say max sprint effort
Mm.
weekly. Make sure guys can run. Make sure they maintain their top speed. And I think we combine all those things and keep them on the field.
Are you harder on the rookies, seeing with them coming in and it being a different level compared to those who
It,
have been there?
it yes and no, right? So because the rookies they won't get in until next week. So their training phase is I say, the vets, they'll be rolling for about 7 to 8 weeks total, right? Rookies only probably get 3 to 4 weeks. So those rookies coming in, it's almost like being a freshman in college. They got a million different things going on. They trying to figure out what a restroom is, where's the locker room, what are the plays, So our objective, as far as like on the strength staff, of course, we're gonna train in the weight room, but we're also not trying to make their job harder than what it needs to be. It's like, man, this dude is focused on making the team, and he's got to do what he's got to do. So he can be great in the weight room, but if he don't learn these plays, he's not gonna make the team. So we're gonna make sure they get what they got to get out of the weight room. And yeah, they got to learn in regards to like, okay, this is how we do things. This is the culture we have in the weight room. These are the expectations. Yeah, so it's gonna be different because they don't know that coming in. But once they get that, it snowballs into okay, they get it, they figure it out. Oh, okay, coach, boom. This is how we do things. Okay, we roll it. We're gonna lift before we go to team meeting or whatever the schedule may be. They get those routines down, and then they slowly learn how to become a pro, right? Because guys are coming from different places, and some have been held from different expectations, right? Every school don't run things the same way, Some schools don't mind guys being late. Some
Mhm.
schools are really intent about guys being on time. So them coming in here, like we got one team rule and that's be on time. So if you can't be on time, that's gonna axe out a lot of stuff, whether it's in the weight room, team meeting, or whatever, right? So we want to make sure we give them the information that they need in regards to okay, this is the weight room culture. These are the head coach's expectations in regards to the weight room, you know, nutrition, athletic training. These are your resources for you to get better and for you to be the best pro you can be. Use them to your advantage. We're here to help. We're here to provide a service. Use us to your advantage so we can help you make the team and, you know, get to the field, whether it's practice squad or 53-man roster, and ideally on the field. So yeah, I think it's harder because it's unknown for them coming in. It's foreign to them. They don't know what to expect. But then after a couple weeks, and you hear the second year guys talking now, they're like, man, coach, when I first came in, it was just so much going on. And they like, man, now, it's almost like clockwork. They figured out the system, they understand the routine. So Yeah, but of course it's harder for them coming in because they don't know what to expect, and we got to hold their foot to the fire till they get it, and once they get it, it's all good from there.
Gotcha.
So tell me then, coach, do you train any position harder than any other position?
So I train the skill guys on offense and defense, right? So receivers and the DBs, and let's say if y'all ever want to see a training session, guys will come in like, and uh when I was at Ole Miss, like the head strength coach, like, man, you still gotta train, guys, you still gotta train. So I started saying that. And now the guys, when they come in, like, coach, time to train. So they understand like that, my expectations, you know, um, in regards to, and I challenge them, by, hey man, like today, I was like, hey, the DBs, I'm talking to the receiver, I'm like, man, DBs worked up to whatever the weight was. They're like, man, coach, and all right, add some more weight, you know what I'm saying? So, you using that because they like to compete, even though they're on the same team. And, as we get further into the phases, I put up these leadership boards where we're tracking the speeds and the weights on the bar, right? They got these, velocity-based speed systems on the rack. So I have it up on the TV, and the guys they come in, they see, oh man, such and such did 225, he did 245, so and so finished with 315. Yeah, all right, I'm shooting for that. And so they'll start competing with each other. So I'm gonna train them hard regardless of who they are, especially if they want to train. I love that to where like they got that yes coach mentality, like coach me up. You all right. I hope you know what you're asking for. You know what I'm saying? So uh, I'm a I'm gonna be loud and all of that because the music is going and all of that, and I'm being tense and I'm sweating, you know. But I coach hard, but then I also know when to bring it down too, because if they flowing, I don't have to be a hammer because they flowing naturally. But on those days they need the extra push, I'm gonna toot that whistle. I'm like, let's roll. So yeah, I would say I coach both groups the same with the same intensity.
From the chat, King Richard said, "Do you? Well, we know you don't do the meal plan for them. You
Mhm.
have somebody, um, the people take care of their intake. But do you do any type of mental exercises with them as well, like yoga, anything like that?
Now, so we're kind of like college. We got a certain amount of time to where that we can work with them, right? And so we take the meat, we leaving the bone, right? We getting what we got to get. So in regards to our RAM strength and conditioning, we're gonna train in that session. So at this level, these guys make a lot of money. They have the resources and the the income to on their own,
Gotcha.
like they go to yoga studios, they go do pilates, they got a massage therapist, or they've got a sports psychiatrist that they can talk to and all that
Mm,
stuff. So, and if they don't have any idea where to go, they can go to our VP of performance, and they have like resources to where like, okay, here are some yoga spots you can go to, or hey, we've got massage therapists coming in every Wednesday, sign up for a time that you want. So if we've got a certain time frame that we can provide what we can provide, but part of being a professional and them getting paid all this money is, hey man, you gotta take care of your body or find a way to take care of your body. So a lot of guys do a great job of, going to Pilates, yoga, and doing that stuff on their own.
that's what's up. Sounds good. I mean, hey, they got the money. I like that.
They definitely got a lot more money than I do. So
I'm telling you. Do you is there anybody that you train that just really blew your mind with their ability, their strength, whatever?
a few guys. So coming in last year, I was really surprised at the, is the stigma is Okay, like basketball guys have a stigma for not like being enthused about lifting weights. Your skill guys are very close to basketball guys in most settings. A lot of them, because they run a lot, they feel they don't need to be, strong. If they fast, they already got the mentality, "Oh, I'm the fastest guy. I don't have to do all of that." So a lot of them have that mentality. So coming in, especially at the professional level, because college level, most spots, I don't care who you is, you gonna do this lift, right? You have that authority to where, okay, you gotta do this. Pro level, these guys like, man, coach, that ain't beneficial for me. I'm not back squat no 500 pounds. So we meet them where they're at in regards to, okay, all right, you guys don't like the back squat. Okay, you got back issues, or okay, let's get a trap bar deadlift. We can still get what we need to get out of that, right? So I was surprised at the skill guys in general, like how competitive they were when it came to training, especially the DBs. Like they talking cash money to each other. Like today, we're doing some hang clean pulls, and we got the velocity on the screens. And if it shows red, the bar ain't moving fast enough. And so, boom, you see one red pop. Go, hey, go, man, get him off the rack. That's a red. They're competing. The bar ain't moving fast. Oh, go, way too heavy for him. He ain't strong. So uh, I was surprised that, I'm like, man, okay, I thought coming to the league, it was going to be a challenge getting these guys to, train. But thankfully, the group that we have and the culture that they had set before I got here, I mean, these guys work, and seeing guys like Cooper Cup, like, Quinn Lake and Darius Williams, like D Will, he's a DB and he's the oldest DB we got. I think he's in year 8, but I mean, he be so locked in, he rolling. You know what I'm saying? Usually DBs like to talk a lot. He don't be talking a lot. He like, all right, hey Ninye, what we got next? Hey Ninye, what we got next? Like he rolling. So seeing guys like serious about, training and stuff, that was definitely a surprise to me in regards to like how competitive they were when it came to training and how hard they worked on a consistent basis. So that helped make my job easier because now I ain't got a baby. I ain't got to hold back. Oh, you want to move some weight? All right, let's go. Yes, coach. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it was refreshing experiencing that.
But so look, this is going into year 2 for you, right?
You're right.
So last year, since we're coming up on training camp pretty
Mm.
soon, I tried to get this video to them of you racing. And I don't know who it was or whatever the case may be, but tell me how that came about. Like, did he say something that off the wall that you ain't had no choice but to step up and take that challenge?
Man, how did we get to that point? So you know me, Matt Jones. Like I'm gonna talk greasy. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk, man. And so the guy that I end up racing, he's Justin Chapman. He's a sports science and strength and conditioning fellow that we have. So he's one of the 2 fellows we had. So last year was his first year too. Uh, coming to the Rams. So we had a new staff, everybody except the head strength coach. And Chat is what we call him. He's young, still green behind the ears. You know, me at this stage, I'm low key a OG in this thing. And so I be on it. And he was coming from working with basketball. And so, like I said, that basketball coach is a little different from football, and he's still young, still getting his feet wet. So I'm on him. I'm like, man, do this, do that. Hey, let's go, man. You gotta roll. Like get up off your on your feet and off your 8. You know what I'm saying? Like, so every day was like, I'm on his neck, because I want him to be a better coach, right? And so I forgot because he's a former basketball player, so um we're always challenging him on something. He was like he could dunk or touch the rim or something. and we had a basketball goal at the facility, and we went out there. He couldn't touch the rim or something, and I'm like, so I touched the rim, right? And I'm like, man, I'm 30. At the time, I was like 37. I'm like, man, I'm 37. Man, you 23, boy, get out of here, you know. So somehow or another, it came up about running or racing, right? Because when I coach, I'm always doing the demos. I'm doing the demos, right? And so they like, man, and the players might have started the coach. It's like, man, Ninye could beat you in a race, chat. Chat's
He talked
like,
it up.
nah. He can't beat me in no race. He ain't gonna beat me. I was like, all right, whatever, They was like, hey, training camp, our VP Reggie, he's vice president of performance. Reggie, he was like Don King. He was like, hey, training camp come around, we could make this a thing now. It was like, if y'all down, I talk to the head coach. We can do it. I'm like, hey man, this is up to chat. Oh yeah, I'm a silent assassin. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, let's do it. I'm like, all right, bet. And so I told chat, I said, look, man, you should beat me. Just based off youth. I'm, I'm I'm low key telling myself, like, man, I ain't really trying to win this race, but if I do, cool. But if I don't, I'm not expecting to win because this dude, 23 years old, he should beat me, right? So I wasn't tripping. I'm in it for the competition and the fun. So the players got wind of it. Oh man, chatting in you finna race. Oh, bet, you know what I'm saying? Blah, blah. So I think it was the second or third day of training camp. All right. uh, so it's building up. It's building up, right? And it's like second or third day, I think maybe third or fourth day of training camp. It had built up, guys talking about it. Man, Ninye, you gonna beat him? Ninye. So I'm like, hey man, I don't know. So we get to practice. All right. Reggie comes to us like, hey man, coach says going down after practice. Like, I bet. Now keep in mind, we got a crowd out there too. It's like maybe 1,000, 2,000 people. All
Mm.
right. Because they
Oh,
came
because
to
of the
watch.
fans. They got the
Right, because
fans
the
out there.
fans, yeah, they came to watch practice. Yeah. So he's like, all right, bet. So I had brought my cleats and all of that anyways. And we get close to the end of practice, the players like it's getting amped up, right? And so we start warming up on the sideline, so head coach called everybody up. He talking about practice, and he like, hey, I hear we got a race today, like, hey, Reggie, what we got? So man, the announcer on the mic, then announce the race, everything, right?
Oh no.
Oh, it's like a big deal. You know what I'm saying? So they split the field, hash to hash, right? Boom, set up the cones. We go down to the goal line. All right. We go down to the goal line. Joe's on the whistle. So we get down there. Boom. Chat. He get a jump start. Oh no, he false start. Reset. Chat got out, right? So he got out. He like, oh man, I'm about to smoke him. The players like, oh snap, Chat about to get this, like because he got out the blocks, right? I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? So, but when I saw that, I was like, all right, I gotta lock in now because he gonna move a little bit, right? So boom, we get back down there. Joe blows the whistle. And I'm I'm not the fastest guy, but if you look at the video, my form and technique is 1,000 times better than his. I look like a track. I look I know what I'm doing running. He fighting himself. So boom, he got out the blocks maybe the first 5. We got about 10 yards in, and that stride just kicked in. Boom, 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 boom. I walked him down, and you can see the crowd like,
Yeah.
oh. So boom, I beat him, right? I beat him. Players jumping up. I set out the hop for him, all of that. And yeah, it was a great time. So yeah, that's how it rolled up. And yeah, he was like, later on, he's like, we gotta do a rematch. I was like, nah, you gotta live with that for the rest of your life.
No, that's right. Take that one to the
Yeah,
grave. It's
yeah.
over,
Look,
baby.
Yep.
I ain't gonna let
Retirement.
you. I ain't gonna let this go because you so crossed the finish line smiling too. I
Oh,
don't know
I
if you ever
did.
looked at the
I
video.
did. Oh,
Yeah, you were smiling like the last 3 or 4 yards.
so they of course they took a bunch of pictures. I got a bunch of pictures. And I got one of me like, I'm cheesing, knee up, driving through the finish line. I'm laughing and chat like, so yeah, they took some video team, they took some great videos, got some great pictures, yeah. And so we had like a performance meeting, let's say like 3 weeks later. And the first slide they had me run across the finish line beating him. So, we were
Oh, did we
throwing little
lose him?
jabs like,
Yeah, we did.
yeah, I
Oh
did.
no,
I hear y'all. You good?
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
you
good.
go.
You
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I guess I had froze up like that. Yeah.
no,
But
you still good. I think that was just Mathis.
yeah,
Whatever.
Matt over there with that bad signal
Yeah.
with that truck driver walkie talkie around his neck.
Hey, we gonna leave this out of it, man. I'm busy like y'all busy.
But
That's
yeah,
what's
man,
up.
that's pretty much how it went down. It was a great time though.
That's
Man,
what's up,
that's
man.
funny, man. God,
That's what's
dog.
up. That's what's
Hold
up.
on right quick. What's up, Clay? Good to see you, fella. Hey, get your question ready, Clay. Let us know what you got. But yeah, Darryl, you got anything else?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I didn't realize, Coach, like all the steps that you've taken to get to where you are, right?
Mhm.
So in all of those steps, what's the biggest lesson that you've learned, maybe about coaching or even about life, getting to this point?
I would say it's hard to narrow it down to one, but in regards to life, when you know what you're dealing with, you know how to deal with it. Um, but you know, at this stage, being patient, because as far as like trying to matriculate via career wise, I made some bad decisions, like trying to go for the wrong job or trying to push it when it didn't need to be pushed. So it took me a while to learn how to be patient. Like, you know what? If it's meant for me, I have it. If it's, if I prepare and if I want something, I can go for it. But also, my knowing how to turn stuff down. Yeah, I would say, yeah, learning how to be patient. Um, and then too, I think believing in yourself and having that confidence in, your background, where you're from, um, the the knowledge that you've accumulated over the years, throughout your career. And, because, just being from, attending the HBCU, being from a small town and stuff like that, didn't necessarily have the resources that a lot of coaches I know moved up real fast. They, after graduation, they made it to the NFL in 2 years. That wasn't necessarily my journey, but I'm thankful for the ups and downs, especially the downs that got me to this point. So, um, being confident and, who you are, your God given ability, if it's in you, it's in you, and can't nobody take that away from you. And then just be genuine and be who you really are. A lot of people try to, they try to put up these facades and try to act like somebody that they aren't, and then they end up coming to surface. And especially like in the weight room and in athletics, man, the players, they see that, they see through that at some point, and then you lose them. So one thing, you know, they go. I tell them I'm always gonna keep it real, which I'm gonna be honest with you. You might not necessarily want to hear it, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. You'll thank me later, and it might not kick in to about 2 years from now, but you gonna see what I'm talking about. So just try to be real and try to be genuine and confident in my abilities and the what's God has instilled in me to do. So yeah.
You give me your saying all kinds of sermons. That
Okay.
being
Ah,
Man,
thankful,
Hey,
being
hey,
I'm
thankful
gonna
for the
write that
down
down, boy.
times,
hey,
boy, for
hey,
them
don't,
downs. Okay.
He gonna
Yeah,
be in the
yeah,
Okay.
pulpit Sunday. He gonna
I
be in the
got
hey,
one
pulpit Sunday.
coming now. I got one coming.
hey,
I
Yeah.
could just,
yeah.
You
yeah,
The,
yeah,
the,
you
don't,
yeah.
might need to give him your cash app, coach, because he gonna post some of that. He gonna post some of that.
hey, it ain't mine. I'm telling you, though, those down times, I talk about it with my girl and stuff, and with other
Mhm.
people, you know, they provided. I realized I got to the point where I need good pressure in my life, right? I need good pressure. I need to
Mm,
be surrounded by people who
Mm.
like
provide
that.
that good pressure, right? To where
Like
they
that.
hold me accountable. You know, I have to maintain a certain mentality, a certain image in order to be able to function in the right way, because if I don't have that good pressure, I get comfortable. And when I get comfortable, stuff don't get done the way it's supposed to get done. And I end up losing or missing out on opportunities because I got too comfortable. So losing that job on the front end of my career that provided good pressure, put my back against the wall. I got to find a job. Being in those situations. I remember when I first started coaching, I wasn't certified. So you have to have this strength and condition certification.
Mm,
And my boy Ralph was like, man, nigga, you gotta get certified, gotta get certified. So I missed out on a lot of jobs because I didn't have that certification. And then I got to the point to where, like, all right, the school was like, hey, you got 6 months to get certified. If you don't, you're gonna lose your job. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? And when I finally got certified, man, I cried like a baby because I knew all the opportunities that I missed out on. I knew all the challenges that I went through in order to get to that point. So um, yeah, I'm grateful for those low times. And now I, hopefully in my experiences, I could provide that blueprint to somebody else, who's in my situation or, is trying to matriculate and become a strength coach or whatever. Like, hey, this is what you need to do. I'm gonna prescribe you the medicine. I'm gonna give you the blueprint. Hey, you need to go right, then you need to make a left, then need to make two rights. It's up to you to do that now. So yeah, I needed that good pressure though.
So
man,
so
that's awesome. What you say, Mathis?
nah, I ain't say nothing. I
Oh,
really want Daryl to ask him that the next question.
Oh. Oh, my
'Cause,
bad. My bad.
yeah,
Okay.
there,
Okay,
I
coach.
really want
Okay.
I really want Daryl since everybody. All right, so Ninja, so look,
Mhm,
for as long as we've been on this show or been doing this
mhm.
show, Daryl kind of been on his own about the craziness
Right,
that he.
right.
So even talk about Troy Anderson, one of our linebackers, he by
uh,
himself. Okay,
uh,
so I'm gonna let him ask you this next question, and we're gonna go from there. I just want to see how his face gonna pop up on the screen.
Number one, Mathis, I don't know if I like your opinion of me right now. I don't know if I like how you are portraying me. But okay. Okay, so coach, we gonna ask you. Um, we need you to name your top 5 all-time sports movies of all
Mhm.
time and explain to Mathis why the replacements is in the top 5.
Okay, so it can be any sport movie.
Any
Any
sports
sports
movie,
movies.
and you don't
Any
have to put
sports
them in an
movie.
order. Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah, just
yeah.
kind
I
of
mean,
throw
it
them
could
out.
be karate. It could be
man.
Yeah,
uh,
because
Oh,
we we
whatever
we had
wrestling.
all kinds.
It could be anything.
yo, now what you're not gonna do is try to get your vote in for your movie. That's what you're
I'm
not gonna
just
do.
saying, man.
It,
I know the greats. Yeah,
karate is a
uh,
sport. Get out of
it's
here.
hey.
a sport, man.
All right, so I'm gonna tell you off rip, the replacements is not in the top five, right? All
Coach,
right, so
coach.
in no specific order, right? Friday Night Lights, all right, and my favorite football movie, The Program, all
Mhm.
right,
Mm.
all right,
Okay.
yeah, that's a classic, all right.
Yeah.
Any Given Sunday, all right, you got Jerry Maguire, um, you got Remember the Titans. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
five right there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So
Really,
remember the Titans
Remember the
didn't make the list.
Titans. Yeah,
Mhm.
Remember the Titans really almost take up two slots. So yeah, that's five right there. But I mean, if the program comes on now, I'm watching that.
I am too.
Uh,
I am too.
Any given Sunday, like I said, Remember the Titans. Those three right there alone. Yeah, and then like I said, Jerry Maguire. You got like I said, you got the
Mhm.
longest yard. I mean,
That made our list too. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You. It's a lot of
Wait, wait,
coach.
wait,
All
wait, wait,
right,
coach.
Coach Carter. You know,
Wait, coach. Wait, wait.
Coach
The
Carter.
longest yard, the original or the remake? Because
I'm
that's the
going with the
argument we got
remake.
into.
I'm going
Oh,
with the
okay,
remake.
okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I'm going with the remake. Yeah, yeah. I'm going with the
Now,
original. The original is cool, but the remake just had a lot more. It had a
th-
lot more football in it.
thank you.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Now, Daryl, did you hear the movie he put in over the replacements that really don't have that much sport in it at all? And Jerry
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 Maguire?
Maguire.
Maguire.
Jerry
Jerry
Maguire is
Maguire.
an excellent movie. It's the
Right.
other side of the sport. But he
Yeah.
Yeah,
put
yeah,
in
true.
something, somebody got up, had a concussion, didn't
Right.
get no neck brace put on, did a flip over
Yeah.
the replacement.
Yeah.
Francis, you know what, Coach? We had the conversation before about off the
Mhm.
wall and
Right.
thriller. Go back
Uh,
and rewatch the replacements. I'm sure where you are right now in your life, you'll say, okay, I feel it. I get it.
hey, I actually watched the replacements. It was sometime during last season because we had
Mhm.
an away game. I was in the room. It was on TV. Don't get me wrong. It's a good movie, right? It's a good movie. But in regards, I mean, I'll put what's the baseball movie with Charlie Sheen?
Major
Major
League,
League.
Major
Yeah,
League.
that was some funny joke
like
there.
thank
like
you.
you know what I'm saying? Buddy get up there to bat and he do all that. Like, man, like I said, the replacements is good. It's a good movie, but you know, ain't nobody like put on the replacement. Hey, Water Boy, like, come
Yeah.
on, man. Like, yeah, nobody's asking to watch the replacements, right?
You have
Oh,
not been to my
somebody,
house.
one person is.
One person.
Whenever, like
Daryl
you
the
said,
only one.
whenever it come on, I gotta watch it. But you know what?
Yeah.
You did that. I think. Hey, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but we said remember the Titans was number one, right? I think that's
Yeah,
what we
that was our
said.
number one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, yeah. That, and you know, it's based off a true story, so that just make it even better.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you for clearing the air. We needed somebody else that
y'all,
that's not
y'all,
in the
y'all went to
chat,
the
not
same
on this show
school.
constantly, to inform him on his movie. He could never be a critic. He couldn't.
Yeah, yeah, like yeah,
Y'all
yeah.
went to the same school. Y'all run
The
them boys.
Alabama
I expect
A&M
nothing
University.
less.
Right,
Hey,
right. And look, these they dropping some gems in the chat.
Mhm.
Hardball, you know, they're like I mean, there's some. Hey, we went to school with hardball. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Uh,
yeah,
what Kofi, we call him hardball. Like he went to
yeah.
A&M with us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Coincidentally, yeah. Another good sports movie. The Little Giants. You know.
But you're not saying the Little Giants over the replacements. You're not saying the Little Giants over the
Nah, nah,
I,
replacements.
I
I
am.
ain't gonna,
Okay, okay.
I
I ain't
would.
gonna do that. I ain't gonna do
I
that. I ain't
would.
gonna
You
do that.
crazy? Come
I ain't gonna
on.
do it. It's a good
That
movie,
that
but
that.
I ain't gonna
No,
put.
man.
It's a good. It's a.
That's a real David and Goliath right there. Come on.
Hey,
Come on.
you know what Disney football movie I'll put over the replacements?
Airbud.
Airbud, Airbud,
Yeah,
Airbud,
no, not Airwood.
Airbud. That's digging in the crates right now, like and Airbud. Yep,
That's
yep.
what's
Oh
up,
man.
Oh
Oh
man.
no.
man.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man.
So, Coach, I got one more question, and
Mhm.
I don't know if I'm gonna see if you don't answer it. That means you couldn't answer it. All right,
Right.
you didn't supposed to answer.
Mhm.
Um, how do you feel about y'all's draft picks? The draft picks for the Rams. Or how much how involved are you in the draft process?
Zero.
Zero, got you,
Yeah,
got
yeah. Unless it's a kid that I've coached, right?
you. Hmm.
Uh, with me coming from college, you know, they'll inquire about that. But other than that, man, that's all the scouts, the GM, head
Got you.
coach, position coaches, and all that stuff. So I'm just like y'all. I'm watching the draft to see who we pick. You know. Yeah, because we don't get no texts and nothing like that to where like, oh yeah, we about to pick so and so. We
Gotcha.
watching the draft. Oh snap, we got so and so, you know what I'm saying? Or we traded or whatever, you know. So yeah, we don't have any involvement in regards to like the strength side. Like I said, unless we know a kid or we got a connection to them.
Mhm.
You know, because they, you know, every team does they inspect these guys, they do the background check, you know, they'll find out, hey, so and so your cousin, you know, we ain't know that, blah 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 blah. So if it's something like that, they're gonna ask you about them. But other than that, and we watching the draft just like y'all, like wondering who we gonna get.
That's what's up. Daryl, you got anything else, man? We're gonna
Nah,
get up out of here.
coach put a arrow through my heart with that movie reference there, man. So I'm good.
He finna go watch it tonight. He finna go watch it.
I've been trying to do that since before we even did the top 10 list.
Hey, so where does Rocky land, Coach? Where does Rocky?
But
Top
oh
10?
man, which one? You know what I'm saying? Like, so Rocky, my favorite Rocky, which one when he went against Ivan Drago?
Yeah,
3?
Mm.
There's
3.
Rocky,
4.
there's
No,
Rocky 3
that
or
was I think it was
that,
4.
that
No, no,
was
no, no.
4?
Yeah, it's
Mr.
4. It's
T,
3.
Mr.
3
T
is
was
Clubber
3.
Lang. 3 is
Yeah,
Yeah.
Clubber Lang. 4.
Clubber Lane
Yeah.
was 3. Ivan Drago was 4.
Hmm.
Like, so Rocky 4, because the whole Rocky series, you know, like 5 wasn't really that good. I think 6, it didn't get back good until they came out with Creed. So,
Mhm.
but Rocky 4, man, like one of the guys was working out last week, and he had that theme music when Rocket was training. You know, they showing the back and forth of he and Ivan training. Rocky, he like climbing that snow mountain and all of that. And so I heard that song, boom, it instantly. I'm like, well, what you know about this? You know, this Rocky, you know. So that Rocky 4, man, shoot, that is, I mean, there's so many greats. It I would put it up there top 10. I'll put it in top 10. Yeah, I'll put that in top 10.
Do you think the Creeds are better?
Man, you know what? Yeah, because to me, all the creeds have been good.
Mm.
Like it hadn't been a drop off with the creeds to me. You know, they got like the first one, boom, and they just kept adding and adding to it. So, and then when they brought in the Rocky Four concept with Ivan Draco and his son, it's
Mhm.
like, oh man, you know, this finna get real. So, uh, yeah, I think the Creed series is better than the Rocky series right now, because all of them been pretty legit.
What I loved about that one with the Draco and his son, they
Mm,
humanized Draco.
right, right,
Drago was a machine. I remember watching that one in the theater as a kid. He was a
man,
machine. This time
man,
he's a they humanize him. He's just oh
right,
man. Yeah,
right,
such a good movie.
absolutely. That dude was man, and then like he was in you know, with him being in Rocky. I referred to him as, you know, Ivan Drago in every other movie I saw him in,
Yeah.
you
Say all
know,
the
because
expendables and
Yeah.
everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
like
Dolph Lundgren.
like that's that like every movie I saw him in, I'm like, man, that's
Drago.
Ivan Drago. That's Drago, you know. And like you said, they humanized him to where and they like realistically, you know, that culture over there, I mean, because they were so dominant in athletics, especially like in Olympics and stuff for so many years, you know, if you weren't successful, you were a failure not only to your family but your country, and you got
Mhm.
exiled and all that stuff. So, with that's a reality, you know. And so, like you said, they humanized him, and that just made it that much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. We got a few more.
Oh
King
yeah, King
Richard,
Little
Richard.
Big League.
Little
Yep.
Big
Hmm.
League, The
Yep.
Natural, Gladiator. So it
It
used to be
used
a
to be a
sport.
sport.
Right, right,
Used to be
right,
a
right.
sport.
It's
That's
definitely a
what's up.
great movie.
Hey, well, Coach, hey man, we are so appreciative of you just joining us, hanging out with us, coming on our show, man. Like I said, this is the first time that we've had somebody that is somebody. Everybody's somebody, but you know what I mean.
Mm.
We've had a couple of friends to join us, but man, somebody that has the experience that you have and that journey that you've been through, man, we are so appreciative. Mathis, appreciate you, man. You did your thing, bro. You did your thing.
Well, look, it's no appreciation on my end when I gotta appreciate the fact that uh, Chris took the time to even respond to the message, because I know this is getting around the busy time of the year. So regardless of what's going on, I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart to even come on here and just chop it up with us. Uh, I really, I wanted to tell a little bit more because I feel like I'm probably the reason why he got into that anyway. Because when we used to be in the dorm, we used to wrestle in the hallways. It used to be all the, and I think I got him a couple of times. So I feel like I'm part of
The
the
fact
reason
that he
why he
got,
started staying in the gym. That's just me. But
hey, you heard him say he think he got me a couple of times. The only two people, the only two people I lost in that hallway was Gene. All
yeah,
right.
G.
Gene used to wrestle in high school. All right. So Gene dropped me, right? And Leitner. Because Leitner was just this dude had way more stamina than I did, right? Them the only two folks I lost to in the hallway. Now keep in mind, fellas, this hallway,
It's
brick
about 6 feet.
walls, right? What was it? Maybe like 4 feet wide, maybe
Yeah,
4 feet
yeah.
wide, brick walls, center blocks, and a hard tile floor. And so if a cat had a dispute, hey man, take it to the hall. Get them knocks on the door. Boom, boom, boom.
Everybody out there.
Everybody out there, And I'm talking about, man, it was a beautiful thing. So yeah, we all had our battles in that hallway, man. Those times are unforgettable. So, but like I said, the fact that he got to think about it, that mean it ain't happening. It ain't happening. No, no. I remember who I lost to, and that was 20 years ago almost. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm
I know I
undefeated.
see that cause he ain't win against nobody. You know what I'm saying? He probably because Matt always been a big guy, right? Like I think was you like the youngest in the crew, right?
Yeah.
Matt was the youngest, but Matt was 6'3", 6'4", 200 and
Nah, when I first started A&M, all the way to 180.
180. Okay, then he ended up becoming like 200 pounds, right? Solid. He always been a solid dude. So he probably went against the smallest guy. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody who couldn't hold their own. And then he basically took advantage of him.
Man.
He was out here bullying. He was a bully.
He out
No,
here
Boy.
bullying.
no,
He
no.
out here bullying. Out here bullying with a tall tee on. You know what I'm saying? and a cell phone clip on his hip. You know what I'm
On the
saying?
clip. On the
And some
clip.
and some hooping shorts on and some Nikes. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here wrestling cats and some flip flops and socks. You know what I'm saying? And sweatpants. Matt over there in shoes. I'm over there in flip flops and socks.
All right, we're done here. We're done here. We're done here.
Oh man. Hey coach, tell everybody where they can find you, any social media, whatever they can find you, follow you.
On Instagram and Twitter at Coach Aninye on both of those. So it's spelled how it is in I guess the name title at Coach Aninye, Instagram and Twitter. Um, unless I'll follow you back unless you're crazy. So yeah, I ain't too big to follow people back, and I don't have that many followers like that anyway. So I follow people back, but at Coach Ninja on IG, well, I guess it's not Twitter anymore, it's X. So yeah,
Hmm.
X. Yeah, but yeah, on social media now.
All right. So Miss Pam, she wanted to make sure she was able to get in touch with you so she could have you on their show if you would like. So
Mhm. Yeah,
we'll,
sure.
you know,
Tell shoot me a DM or Matt. You could give them my info and all of that stuff.
Gotcha.
yep.
And then too, I don't want to volunteer anybody, but I do know some coaches, especially like strength coaches who, would be willing to, hop on you guys' show and stuff
Hmm.
like that, talk shop from different teams, especially like from the HBCU levels.
Oh
So,
yeah.
I'll
Okay.
try to push some guys your way, Matt, and then,
Yeah.
uh,
I'll send you my email address, and
okay, bet,
you can just send them my social media information,
bet,
and we just
bet.
do it like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Definitely. And we appreciate that. Hey
Yeah.
y'all, go ahead, Matt.
No, man. Everybody, this is my brother, Coach Christopher Aninye. We appreciate it, my brother.
Oh
Yes,
yeah, I
sir.
appreciate
Yes,
y'all
sir.
having
Thank
me
you.
on, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, Matt.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Y'all
No
keep
And
problem.
doing your
congratulations
thing.
on everything.
I appreciate it, and we'll be seeing y'all. I think the schedule will drop sometime in the next couple of weeks, so
Yeah.
we'll be
May
seeing
14th.
y'all this year.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, ticket is
looking
already
forward to it.
purchased. I,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I'll be there before the game starts, just so I can get down there to holler at
Hey, say less, say
you.
less. I'll be there. Matter of fact, so depending on when we play, we usually come in town the night before. So, what I'm saying? We can link up, something like that. But yeah, we'll definitely if during the game we'll get a picture or something like that.
That'll work.
That sound like
Mhm.
trouble the night before. That sound like trouble. I know
I
Matt for a
won't. I
fact.
Nah,
won't. Nah. Ain't no
hey,
peer pressure. I ain't gonna do
hey, see, hey,
that.
nah, see,
See, he needs
I'm,
good pressure, not bad
hey,
pressure now.
right, hey, see, Matt know me, I ain't doing much. Mhm. Now, some of our other boys, yeah, but me, nah, I'm chilling.
Somehow,
One Corona. This used to be a one Corona type of guy.
Hey, that's it. Yeah, I'm chilling. Hey, I'm leaving. They still going. They up all night. I'm at the house sleep.
Yeah.
you know
Yeah,
what? We
nah.
need to hear some Mathis stories later.
No, you
Next time we
don't.
holler at you, we need to hear
Hey,
some
Yeah,
nah,
Mathis
that's
hey.
stories.
what's up, coach.
That's
I,
what we need to
I,
hear.
I ain't gonna do him like that because I don't want him to lose his job. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do it like
Yeah.
that.
All right.
All
Well,
right,
hey,
man.
I hope everybody had a good time. Thank you all in the chat that joined us. Everybody who's watching, hey, make sure y'all go in and press that like, um, and make sure y'all follow Coach. Keep up with him. And the Rams doing some big things out there. Great coaching. They gave us some coaches. They could have kept one of them.
Mm, mm,
Yeah, they could have kept one of
mm.
them. A matter of
We're
fact,
gonna
I
talk
think
about
he's
it.
back. He's back. Jimmy Lake,
He's
y'all
back there.
have him
Yeah, he's
again.
back there.
Yeah, y'all have him again.
Shout out to Coach Lake, man. Shout out
Yeah,
to Coach Lake, man. Hey, he around.
yeah,
He
yeah.
around.
We had to throw
Hey,
that shot, Cole. We had to throw the shot.
hey, he back. Hey, he back where he need to be.
There
All
you,
You
right,
know what I'm
all right,
saying?
we
all
we totally agree.
Hey,
That's what's up. Man, this has been a blast. Daryl, Mathis, Coach. Hey, appreciate all of y'all. And we're gonna get up on out of here. Everybody be safe, be blessed. Daryl.
Stay dirty.